Hi, Gladys.
I'm muted. There I am. Hi, Cyndee.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
End of the day, but good.
Yes, I hear we're neighbors, so it's 6 o'clock by you too.
It is 6.
Yeah, yeah.
What's up, Gladys?
Hi, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you. You're
I'm actually driving
busy.
from busy too. I'm driving from a move-in today. I saw Cyndee. I told Cyndee I had to move in. So part of the life,
Yeah,
but I love it. So
yes, yes. I know I jumped in the live and she said that you had to sign a lease. Somebody needed to sign a lease. Yeah.
yeah, one of my long-standing vacants. So I was like, woohoo, let's get this baby off the books.
Yeah. That's
Cool,
good.
cool.
That's good though.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to this.
We are looking forward to it. It is going to be great.
Yes.
Hi, I'm glad to see some interaction already going on.
Always with yin yang, baby.
Oh, there
Always
you go.
something.
Amazing, amazing. We'll be starting shortly. I'm just, putting people into the room. I am going to find Bibi, who's somewhere in here. All right, give me 1 second.
We might have to continue our competition from this afternoon.
Let's see, let's find Bibi. All right. I'm going to spotlight you, Cyndee and Andrew, in a bit. Just give folks a little, oh, there she is.
Mr. Patterson should be on here.
Is he from your group as well?
No, I think he's from your group. He told us he was looking forward to it.
Oh, that's awesome.
We saw him, let's see, Wednesday night. He attended our master class.
Oh,
And
good.
he was like, I'm going to be there Monday night.
That's awesome. Bibi, I'm going to make you co-host. I need you to help me put people in the room. If I can find Bibi. I lost her again. Oh, there you are. Because we need to get started. Okay, give me 1 second. I think it's fair enough for us to start now. Welcome, everyone. It is a special Asset Management Monday. Thank you for all that are here. I know that some are still joining. Maybe you're letting people into the room, right? All right, awesome. We have a treat for you guys, and let me waste no time and pull them up. We have amazing guests with us. For anyone who might be new here, let me first introduce who we are. This is the Asset Management Zoom series of the Multifamily Freedom Chasers community. Am I spotlighted? No, I'm not. So I'm a little talking head somewhere. But this is the Asset Management series of the Multifamily Freedom Chasers. The Multifamily Freedom Chasers ecosystem is a group. It's a growing group that seeks to liberate 9-to-5ers and those who aren't 9-to-5ers into the world of financial freedom through commercial multifamily investing. And on Mondays, hi Cylinda, and on Mondays, alternating Mondays, we have our asset management series with Bibi, my co-host, who's based in Dallas. She's been doing this she's been managing for 13, 14 years at this point. And yeah, we are glad to see all of you. As promised last week, which was really 2 weeks ago, but it's last week for us, we have come with amazing guests. We have Cyndee Harding and Andrew Suarez. And are you multitasking, Andrew? Are you driving and zooming?
Don't worry, my hands are free. Somebody's driving me. Somebody's likely driving me.
All right, the life of an asset manager, huh? Okay. So we're gonna, for those who are familiar or unfamiliar with our guests, we encourage tons of questions. You have heard Bibi and I speak over the couple of weeks. We've shared our experiences, we've shared the good and the bad, the highs and the lows. And I think it's good to have, additional perspective from people who have also been in this business and I've seen things probably from either the same or a different perspective. And so that's what we're bringing to you guys today is Cyndee and Andrew's perspective, their experience on asset management, what has worked, what hasn't worked so well, their successes and their seminars, let's put it that way. So Cyndee and Andrew, Cyndee, do you want to go first and introduce yourself? Who is Cyndee Harding? You come with a ton of experience. You come with a very different background. You didn't dive into this world saying, I want to be an asset manager. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you so much for having us on here. We really appreciate the chance to talk to you. We've decided it's actually asset leadership. So that's the thing that we want to talk about. Okay. I actually started a while ago. I had my own accounting practice for about 25 years, and I specialized in small businesses. So I had a lot of entrepreneurs who had their own small business. And if you think about it, an apartment complex is a small business. It has its own income, its own expenses, its own little idiosyncrasies. And so I had that practice for about 25 years. I did taxes as well, and I did personal taxes, business taxes. So I knew a lot about tax law. And after about 25 years, I said, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I sold my practice, and I took a huge jump off the course of that. And I decided to design a purse line that would allow you to carry a firearm. Way off course. So I started.
You might need it for some of the D-class assets some people have, not yours. But
So I started training women and men, but mostly women, how to be safe with a firearm. I taught personal safety classes, situation awareness classes. I had this purse line, which I loved. It was all blinged out. It didn't look like a concealed carry purse. So I did that for 5 years and peddled my purses, did personal training. And then I got introduced to multifamily. And I thought, oh, this I love. So it was very easy to jump back into the world of accounting because it was very familiar to me. And so since then, it's been about 3.5, 4 years since I got my first property. Right now, I asset manage 8 properties. 7 of them I own. I'm on the GP. One I do as a third-party vendor. So I have no ownership in that other than they have hired me to asset manage their property. And they vary from Mississippi to Kentucky to Texas. And so I've been doing that for quite a while, almost 900 units. And I have another property that we're going to close on at the end of February, first part of March. So that I'll add that to my portfolio. And in the meantime,
Congratulations.
thank you. It keeps me busy. And in the meantime, I discovered that there is not a lot of education on how to be a successful asset manager. In fact, some people don't know the difference between property management and asset management. There's a lot of ecosystems that teach you how to buy an apartment complex, but they don't teach you how to be successful in having it make money and how to execute that business plan. And so I met Andrew over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. And we just started talking and we decided that we were kind of yin yang. We fit together really well with what he does and with what I do. And we decided that we should create an education system where we can help people not have a steep learning curve. We don't want people to make mistakes that we have made. And so the program that we've created is designed to help you have a successful first year. We don't want you to make the mistakes we've made, have the pitfalls. We've have templates. We've really designed it so from the very beginning, from acquisition, actually, when you're looking at something, you want to be involved as an asset manager. And so that's kind of where it starts. I'll let Andrew introduce himself and he can tell you why he is the yang to my yin.
Thank you so much, partner. We call each other partners because we are. But yes, Cyndee and I met again some time ago because obviously we love what we do, right? So asset management is an art. Believe, by all means, for those who have done it before, you know exactly what I'm saying. For those of you who are just starting your journey, this is an art form. This is something that takes practice. And so I'll start with my experience and then I'll kind of go into how I fit in my role with yin yang. So my experience actually starts on site. So I started my career many years ago where I was a leasing consultant. Many, many years ago, I got into multifamily and I learned the ins and outs of leasing apartments. And then I did administrative work for large multifamily. I'm located in Southern California. So one of the strictest, most craziest states that you can do property management. And then I worked my way to management and then multi-level, multi-site management into like a regional position equivalent to where then I was managing 500, 600 plus units. And I have very large teams going over multiple properties, multiple CapEx projects, multiple teams, management, administrative, leasing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, literally, I tell people jokingly that Cyndee and I could write a soap opera, write a TV series about all the crazy stuff that I've had happen on site, whether that's drugs, legal activities, prostitution, you name it, break-ins, freaking vehicle accidents. Like you can tell me in a scenario and I can tell you it's probably happened and I've gone through it. I've had to lead teams to go through it. What's going to happen? So you name it, it doesn't matter. Like I've seen the craziest things in my experience. So it's been amazing journey. I no longer work on the large multifamily because I started my own property management company. Similar to Cyndee, I was fed up with I wanted a new challenge, number one. I was looking at the numbers, going over budget variance reports and looking at like, man, I'm making all this money for somebody else. what the heck am I doing? Why don't I do this myself? And I'm one of those crazy property management company or property managers that's like, I want to do this myself because I want to be able to give an exceptional living experience to somebody. So I have very high standards for myself, for my team. And so I love doing it. I'm not going to, literally, that's why I'm driving right now. So I do apologize. I should be in front of a computer, but if anyone does property management on this call or worked before, you understand things. You can have a set plan, but then that plan is going to go out the window as soon as somebody says, hey, I really wanted to meet you at this time, but I can't because I got to meet you later. And I had a long standing vacant. And I was like, let's get this baby out of here. I want to get this thing done. Let's get it behind me. So hence the reason why I'm safe. I'm being driven. I'm not driving. So, but that's my experience. Go ahead.
Thank you. I wanted to point out something. I like watching body language. When you mentioned Southern California, I nodded because I live in Massachusetts. It's a blue state, so I nodded in understanding. And Bibi just shook her head. She shook her head because I was lived in California, so her experience is different.
Yes, it is very, the laws that are going on right now, we're not going to get political, but it's like, man, they're just pushing out investors here. Literally, it's so hard. Yeah. The rules that they have and the laws that they have. So, if I could do it here, I know I could do it in a lot of other states. That's for sure. But, I live here, my family's here, I'm born here, born and raised. So, it is what it is. I move forward and move. I'm a big, that's the way you got to manage, and that's the way you got to lead. Yeah, awesome. That's the way you have to lead, because as an asset manager, they're going to come to you. Your on-site teams are going to come to you and say, hey, what do you want me to do in this situation? I need guidance. How does the ownership want to handle this situation? And you have to have, that's why leadership is my forte. That's something that I went to school for. I got my degree in, specifically business with a focus on leadership. I love entrepreneurship. I love leadership. And that's something why it was imperative that Cyndee and I put this part of leadership into our class. Because if you think about it, like I said, you're the asset manager. You're the representative of your GP team or of your core team. And these on-site teams are going to come to you with questions, with problems, ultimately. And you're responsible to give the guidance, or to at least ask questions in the right manner to say, hey, what's the situation? What is going on? What have you done before? And then you can give them guidance and ultimately create a culture, right? Create a culture that gives your teams empowerment to make decisions, but they're going to look for guidance in the beginning, and they should be, right? That should be something they should be coming to you and asking you questions. But in the beginning, you have to set a culture, you have to set an environment where they can come to you safely and say, hey, I have questions. What do you want me to do? And then they start to pick it up, right? They start to understand, okay, this is how Cyndee runs. This is how Andrew runs. I get it. People would say, I joke in line, what would Andrew say? Or what would Andrew do? It's like, it's not always about what would Andrew do, but, I'm going to give you guidance and something that I'm really passionate with. I'm going to ask everyone a question right now. You could put it in the comments. You could raise your hand, but how many times have you been put in a position where you're a salesperson, right? Or you're somewhat of an employee at some level, and they think you're doing well, and they want you to become a manager, or they want you to become a leader, and they put you in that position with no training whatsoever.
Many times.
All right.
Yeah.
How many times have you had a coworker who was your coworker last week, and all of a sudden now they're your manager and they have no training? Right? It's unfortunate, but we live in a world, corporate America, regardless, that they say, hey, you were doing really well. We want you to be a manager. Now go be a manager. But it's like, what formal training did you give me to be successful? What tools did you provide me so that way I could be in a winning position and lead my teams and help people be successful? None. Majority of the time, it just doesn't happen, which is unfortunate. So what I want to do, specifically with the control that I have within my environment, is help students, help people, like Cyndee said, be successful right out of the gate. We've had people in our last course that that took with us. We were teaching them how to ask certain questions to their teams, how to figure out what are their motivations. Like, I want to know what motivates you, because what motivates you is what's going to help me drive and help create leasing and renewals and so on and so forth. So if you're, let's say you're the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. For those who know what that means, it ultimately means, what are you, somebody who's motivated by internally, who says, hey, you're doing a great job, I love your work, keep it going? Or are you extrinsically motivated? And that's, as a leader, you have to find out, no, show me the money, baby. Show me the money. I want to see money. I want to get leases. I want to improve, or I want to make more in my salary. There's neither one is good or bad. And you want to find out what they are. That's okay. You can ask them, hey, how's your day going? What do you like to do on your weekends? What do you do on your free time? And you know what I like to ask, what motivates you? Is it what gets you out of bed and comes to the office every day? And by finding out and asking questions, you could really understand who that person is. And that way you could light that fire under in their belly, right? And maybe it's just somebody, I want to know that I'm doing a good job every so often. Wonderful. Let me help guide you and coach you to where you are successful. Or again, the carrot at the end of the stick. Show me the money, baby. I want to see, gift cards. I want to see monetary compensation. I want to see this or that. So I can go on and on because I love leadership. Hopefully you guys can see that.
Yes,
but
we do. That's awesome. Thank you.
yeah, I want to open it up for questions because I did see some questions pop up on my screen. And I think,
Yeah,
can you
there's
guys
some
tell me
questions.
what it was?
Yeah,
Sorry, we have some questions before we
I
open
was
it
just
up
about to
to
say.
the audience.
Sure.
I'm really happy to hear that you are a property manager and as well an asset manager. Most people don't even know the difference between the two, but as a property manager and as an asset manager, can you tell us the difference between both?
Yes, absolutely. So with property, the difference is a property manager, the easiest identifier is that you're the one specifically doing the day-to-day task. Let's just start there, okay? So as a property manager, I'm the one helping with the marketing campaign, right? I want to market the property. I want to get these advertisements out. I'm the one answering the phone, answering the text messages, so on and so forth. I'm also the one with I'm putting on my property manager cap on. I'm the one who's accepting the applications, and I should have minimum qualifications. So if you ask me for my qualifications, I could tell you property management wise, I need to see a specific credit score of XYZ. I want to see 3 months of income qualifications. I also want to know like references, where did you live before, where are you currently living, so on and so forth. So I have checks and balances. So I could pretty much help people find homes, take care of renewals, take care of leases, resident events. I help plan, so on and so forth. Now I want to get Cyndee involved because I obviously that's what I do. I do every single day property management. So if it's okay with you ladies, I'd love to have Cyndee kind of oversee the asset management so that way she can kind of talk about what her specialty is.
So with the asset management part, that's within the multifamily realm. So that is a role that's in multifamily. I don't deal with toilets, tenants, or trash. So an asset manager, you're actually the liaison between the GP, that's the owners, and you may be one of those, and the property management. So as the asset manager, I usually hire the property manager. That's one of the things that we do in the class is we have like a questionnaire. And if you like, I'll be happy to send you ladies a copy of it and you can send it out to your group. A questionnaire that we ask, and just make myself a note to send it to you, that you can use when you're interviewing property management companies. These are just questions that you're going to ask them, like, what is their footprint in the city? Like, how many properties do they have? How many units? Because you want to know if you have a complex in that town, are they going to be able to use the scale of economies to, do the maintenance and things like that. So as an asset manager, you're overseeing that, and your job is to implement in the underwriting. They've come up with a business plan. This is what we're going to do to make money. So your job as the asset manager is to execute that plan with the property manager. So you hire the property management company and then you kind of walk beside them as they execute the plan. So that's the difference between the two.
Yes, thank you. You made it very simple for so many people here. Some people don't even know the difference, but thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Now we're going to dive into asset management itself. We've noticed that the economy is not the same, or the country is not the same as it was before 2020. Even between 2020 to 2022, things were a little better. We had zero interest rates, things were fine. So how would you advise people? What would you say? How would you advise them in how they can optimize their returns, even in this very critical period?
Well, that's where the asset management is really important. I think several years ago, you could buy a property and basically hire a property management company. And if they did a halfway job, at some point sell the property and everyone made money. And that's just not the way it is anymore. You really have to work with them to create a budget because you have your underwriting. So you're going to want to look at their budget to make sure their budget is in line with your underwriting. Because when you've underwritten it, you show that you've created a return for your investors. And so it's going to be really important to make sure that the underwriting and the budget with the property management aligns. And then you're going to have to look at your financials every month to make sure that they're staying within the budget, or you're not going to hit those numbers for your investors. So that's one of the things that we like to teach is how to read the financial. And you don't have to have a degree in accounting. You don't have to have a background in it, but you do have to have instruction in it because, I mean, the financials I get are about 80 pages long, but you don't have to know all of it. Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't
So we
matter.
don't need 25 years experience at all. Just
No.
As an accountant.
No, but there are probably 10 pages in that 80 pages that are essential that you need to understand because that has the information in it that's going to tell you, that's going to have the T12 in it. It's going to have the income statement and you need to know what those numbers are. What is the NOI? Well, the NOI is before the debt service. So you can't just look and see, how much money did we make? That's the net operating income. Yes, that's how much that was our income minus our expenses. But you've got to take out your debt service. You've got to know what numbers to look at. So then you know what are your distributions. So it's really important to be able to know what information to extract out of those financials. So then you can go to the GPs and say, this is how much money that we've made. And then you can work with your property management. But because of the way that the properties are now, I can tell you most of them are going to be in distress and you're going to be able to buy them at a better price. I know that interest rates are higher, but the prices are going to be lower because a lot of people bought them on a bridge loan. I mean, I know personally, we're looking at properties right now that they're trying to sell them because the loan is due. It's a bridge loan. The loans are due. They're trying to sell them because the property is not making money. I know one in particular that we're looking at that they bought it, they followed a guru. And so they bought it 2 years ago. They did all of these upgrades at really high prices. They can't make their mortgage payment. And so they're trying to sell it because the loan's due. And we're not willing to pay what they want for it. We're willing to pay a lot less, but we still have to watch those numbers because even if we pay lower, we're still going to have a debt because we can't get that low interest rate. I don't even know that we can get interest only. So we're going to have to be careful. And then we're going to have to make sure that our underwriting aligns with the property management budget. And we're going to have to watch it every month. And if you don't have an asset manager that knows how to read those financials, that knows how to talk with the property management and do the budget, it's not going to work. So it's really important to have that education, and it's not hard. It's just, you need to know. You just need to know.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. If you let me allow you.
Yeah, I wanted to throw in a question that came in through the chat. You know, something that she was talking about. You know, you talked about looking at those numbers. So, Cyndee, as you're managing an asset, as you're looking over time, whether it's every week, every 2 weeks, what KPIs are you tracking? And going back to Andrew to say, hey, what are you doing? Are
Yes.
you are you out of your mind? Did you see this XYZ parameter?
Yes.
Or good job. I'm glad you saw this XYZ parameter and did X, Y, and Z. So what exactly do you track? That could be both of you.
So I will tell you, the first year, you're going to need to plan to meet with your property management every week. You can't, I mean, you're just gonna, you're gonna know that you're gonna have a weekly meeting with your property manager. And you're gonna wanna have the onsite and the regional on the call. The onsite does not have to be on the call the entire time. In fact, I would recommend they not be. Because if there are performance issues, you don't want to discuss that in front of them. So I would have them be on the call, maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes, where you can ask them how the property's going, like how is it looking? How are the residents receiving? We do community events every month. It's very important that you do that, because people want to live where they have a sense of community. If you don't have that, they're going to move. And that's that you've got to close the back door. Like, you can have people moving in, but if they don't have a sense of community, they're going to move out. So you want to do events every month so that they feel like this is where they live, this is where they belong. So you want to ask the onsite, how is that going? How is it being received? And you want to adjust if, if people aren't attending. So you want them on there for the first 10 or 15 minutes to get the feel of the property. Then when you're talking about numbers, they don't need to be a part of that. Like, because sometimes that gets, you got to talk about the hard stuff, and they don't, they have other things they need to worry about. So
Yeah.
but the KPIs I'm looking at is, I'm looking at what is the delinquency, what is the vacancy. I'm also looking at what is the notice to vacate. We look at 60 days out. If someone's going to move out in 60 days, do we have a waiting list? Are we running specials? What are we doing that's going to fill those vacant units in 60 days? And what is the business plan? Is the business plan to upgrade, or is it to renovate? So we bought a property in Mississippi that was 3 properties. It was over 357 units. And our plan was to renovate, because a renovated unit was $300 below market. So we didn't mind if people moved out. If we had a 60-day notice to vacate, we knew that we could renovate it. We had a budget from the property management. We held them to that budget. So we knew we could put in new flooring, new paint, new appliances, new lighting, and we knew that we could get $300. But we only were going to do X amount of number of units. Like, we weren't going to do them all the same year. So once we hit that number of units, then we were only going to turn a unit, which means we were just going to touch up the paint, clean up the carpets, get it ready. And that was $150 increase in the rent, because they were so far below market. But that's when you have to work with your property management. They're the ones that are telling us, you're so far below market. The guy didn't raise rents for 5 years. So we knew that we could do it. But that's when you're working with them. And with this, the way it is today, you're buying them, they're going to be distressed, but you have to work with your property management and you have to know what will the market bear. And you never want to be at the top of the market. You don't want to be the most expensive in town, because you want to be in that sweet spot about 2/3 of the way up. That way there's someone always more expensive than you, and you don't want to be the cheapest in town. When we bought this property, when I met with the onsite, she said to me, "We're the cheapest in town."
Mhm.
And I said, "Not anymore."
Um, Based on what you're saying now, I would like to ask you, what are the strategies you've used? Because what we are seeing now in the market, we are seeing high vacancies going up, and it's affecting the income. So what are the strategies you are using to increase your to increase your occupancy in this very crucial period?
I'll answer a couple of things and then I'll let Andrew, because he is property management. But I will tell you a couple of things that we do. We do increase, like I said, we do an event every month. So we want people to have a sense of community. So people that live there like living there. So what do you do when you like where you live? You tell your friends.
Mm.
Okay, when my husband and I lived in an apartment, guess who we wanted to live there? Our friends. We
Yeah.
wanted them next door. We wanted them, 2 buildings over. So we have a really great referral program. So we tell people, pick your neighbors. That is one of our referrals, and it works really well because that gives us another person to go to. If someone becomes delinquent, that gives us someone to talk to. Hey, what's going on? This is someone that you referred and they're not paying their rent. So that's a really good thing. And most people don't want their name tarnished. So if they're falling behind, they're going to go to their friend and go, hey, you can't be delinquent. I pay my rent on time. You're not going to be delinquent. So that's a good peer pressure. So that's a good thing. And if it is someone that's not a good, if they're delinquent and they refer someone, they don't get the referral fee until they are current. Like there's some parameters where we refer a friend. We don't just, throw money at them. So we do use refer a friend a lot, but mainly we want a sense of community. So that does help where we do bring people in and they see events that happen. So when we have an event, it's a community event. People that live there invite your friends. So they see friends that come and it's open to the whole community. We did an Easter egg hunt. We did 400 eggs, invite the community. So what does that do? People come, they're like, hey, this might be a good place to live. So, and then the other thing is we do support the community. So we have banners. This is a smaller town. We have banners at the football field. There's 2 high schools. So it's a multi-purpose field, I guess. It's football, soccer, whatever. So we have banners that have our apartments up there. So we try to do things that put us out in the community so they know we support the community. When we hire people to do jobs like our landscaper, they're local landscapers. So part of what we're trying to do when we're looking at filling vacancies is we really push that we are, even though I don't live there, we hire local people. And I think that helps, especially now this wouldn't work for Dallas, but because this is a smaller town, that we push that we are local. We hire local. We want people that live there. We want to support that community. And then I want to pass it to Andrew for when we're looking at vacancies.
Andrew, before you answer that, and let me ask you an additional question that came in the chat. And I'm doing this because Cyndee, while Andrew's answering, I forgot to grab your links, etc. Do you mind putting in the chat how people can get in touch with you and any information about your program? So Andrew, before you answer that question, someone did ask, what credentials do you have to get a property management position? And then you can answer the other one.
So depending on your role within the property management company, if you're like, let's say, working for a company, then most people actually think you need your real estate license, but you don't. If I'm working for a company who's already established, you do not. I did not have my real estate license when I was working for a third party company. That was one. If I wanted to own my own company, then it depended on the state. So in most states, you have to have your broker's license, not your real estate license. It's a broker's license.
Yeah.
So in that situation, that'll answer your question. So like I said, depending on what role you want to fill, if you want to become, let's say you want to get your feet wet and you want to work for a property management company and you want to get leasing or you want a management experience, you can fill your role at location. They already have it. They've already been established. However, if you want to start your own, then most states require a broker's license. That answers your question.
Awesome.
Now,
Thank
you're welcome. Now, this is, I love this. I'm getting so excited. So when it comes to leasing and creating, preventing vacancy loss, right? That was a question. So there's multiple, I call them verticals, right? There's multiple verticals. If you have a pen and paper, you want to write these down because there are 3 different verticals that property management will focus on. Number 1, right? People coming in. That's the first vertical. So marketing, advertising, the incoming prospects. So with that, you have to make sure you're creating a welcoming culture, a welcoming environment. So one of the standards that I had is on site as well, is when somebody comes into my office, we're standing up. My team is standing up, making eye contact, extending an arm and saying, hello, welcome to the property. Thank you for coming in. How can we help you today? Because you don't know, that could be a vendor, that could be a prospect looking for an apartment, that could be a new resident. You don't know who that is yet. So you always want to start with an amazing first impression. That's part 1. Those are the people incoming. There's a lot that go into it, such as, what are you doing to make sure that you are advertising correctly and in the right sphere, in the right environments, whether that's Zillow, whether that's Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, apartments.com. There's so many that could be within that vertical. So make sure you're doing everything you can on the marketing, the people who are coming in, you're doing what you need to do on the marketing side. Now, the easy. Go ahead.
I have to interrupt you on this. I'm so sorry,
Okay.
Andrew. But after I heard that, on my next property management call, every one of my PMs, I ask them, when someone comes into the office, do you stand up? Every one of them. And they were like, yes, a little hesitant.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, make sure that you stand up when someone comes into your office every time. So
Yep.
it was quite interesting because I'm not sure that they really did it, but they do it
No.
now. But it
Good.
was just so funny because I was like, when he said that, I was like, I don't think you guys are doing it. So all my property managers, when someone comes in, they have to stand up.
Awesome.
Sorry to
I love
interrupt you,
that.
but you
No,
talk.
that's good. That's good. Exactly. I'm teaching you guys stuff. There's something that Cyndee and I will tell you right now before I continue. You're only going to learn real stuff from us. I'm not telling you theory. I'm telling you stuff that I actually use on site. It's shown to be successful. I've been very blessed. I've worked at properties that I was charging $3,000 to $4,000 for 1-bedrooms, guys. I was charging $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month for 2 bedrooms and up. So I've held my standards extremely high to where I have to be the best because I want to lease the best, right? So my teams were at super high elevated levels. Now, regardless if you run an A asset, B, C, D, respect is respect. I don't care who you're from, where you're from, but respect is respect. So if you're running a D property, your management team can still say hello, how you doing? And if it's a little bit casual, hey, what's going on, man? How's your day? Versus an A class, you're probably going to say, good afternoon, sir. How you doing today? What brings you in? How can I assist you? If it's a B or class, you just have to understand your demographics, understand your environment. And that's what I teach in our class. We talk about personality assessment, right? We want to identify what type of personality are you? Are you very strict, to the point, business numbers? Are you somebody who's kind of kick back, laid back? Hey, what's going on, Cyndee? How you doing? Where are the kids, man? What's going? Or miss? What's going on? Like you gotta ebb and flow, right? You gotta adjust to the clientele, to the people that are coming in. But ultimately, respect is respect. And so if you just say, "How you doing, sir? How you doing? What's welcome?" You know, it doesn't matter whichever property, you can still be respectful. So let me go back. I got off a little tangent, but the first vertical was the marketing side of it. So that's the first part. The second part is actually taking care of the residents who already live there, guys. Think about it. I don't have to spend marketing dollars. I don't have to promote things. I don't have to give concessions to get people in the door. You have people in your property already. So what are you doing by letting them go? Right? You're not taking care of the people who are already there. So what Cyndee said about resident events, that's called resident retention. What are you doing to keep in the people who are already there, who are already giving you their hard-earned money every single month? So go to the basics. The number one reason, does anybody want to put in the comments, what is the number one reason why people move out? Raise your hand, put it in the comments. It's to me, it's pretty easy, but rent. I'm glad somebody said rent. There's some more options. Gladys.
Oh,
Boom, boom,
10,000
boom.
points.
10,000 points. Dirty, bad. Okay, keep going, guys. Keep going. There's a lot of them. Kevin, thank you, Kevin. Gladys, thank you. Roy, amenities, thank you. Rent raises that are astronomical. Pest control, yes. So for those who, yep, not feeling like, okay, yep, I love these guys. Thank you so much for your participation. The number one reason why people move out actually is because of deferred maintenance. Deferred maintenance. Think about it. How frustrating is it that you have a leaky toilet or a running toilet, a running refrigerator or something, and you put in a maintenance request for those who still live at an apartment, and they don't call you back, they don't respond, they say they're going to come next week and they don't show up. It
Every
makes me
day.
mad. Exactly. It makes me mad. It frustrates me to beyond belief when they say, "Oh yeah, we're great. We're going to take great care of you." But when it comes down to the basic stuff, they don't do it, right?
Mm.
And the other thing too is right behind deferred maintenance is management. It comes from management. So if I go into the office and they're always mad, they're always out of the office, they never answer their phone, that is a big red flag that they're not taking care of the residents that are already there. So I don't, that's one thing. I'm really upset. You got to take care of the people there. Now, the third thing is I love Cyndee when she said she had hinted about it, but there is something that you can do that's going to help you keep people in, as well as even if they do move out, it's okay because you're going to put yourself in the best possible business decision. And that's called your lease expiration matrix. So write that down, lease expiration matrix. That's the people moving out, right? So the hypothetical, what position business plan do you put yourself in for when people do have their leases expire? Now, let's just use California, for example, because it's easy, it's familiar for me, and you could use this to relative to your state, your city. Do I want a lot of people to have their leases expire in November or December? Should I just have their leases expire there? Or is it beneficial to me to have it more in the summer months, like April, May, June, July? And the answer is summertime. Right? Thank you, Gladys. Summertime, 100%. The reason why is people aren't looking in Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. It is dead, guys. The leasing velocity is so dead. Thank you, Avril. May, June, July is amazing, right? Because kids are out of school. They're on your summer break. People don't want to move in the rain or the storm or the snow, right? They
The
want to do it during the
holidays.
summer. The holidays, it's a ghost town. So when you look at your lease expiration matrix, you should be looking and seeing where your curve is, right? So what that means, ultimately, I'm going to break it down for you, is you need to make sure that when those leases expire, if they're going to move out, you want to do it when there's tons of volume, right? People are moving, they're looking around, they're ready to spend money. That is an absolute thing you have to do, is make sure you put yourself in the best position. Because if you have 30 to 40 people of your property that are potentially moving out in Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's, you're setting yourself up for failure. How do we supersede that? How do we get ahead of it? You start adjusting people and say, hey, would you be interested in the 3-month, 6-month lease? That's going to now push them into the summer. right? So you can offer them a short-term lease to get them into the right summertime, because you can't really control who comes in your door when they come in your door, right? So I can't control it. You can't control it. If somebody wants to come in and look at in November, December, and they're willing to move in, then you could take it. Now you could tell them you're only offering initially a 6 month and try to get over that, but you want to spread that out. When it go, I saw somebody put in the comment real quick, what about reviews? I am a firm believer on reviews. That is one of my personal KPIs. So the reviews for me, I better dang well see great 5-star review on Yelp, Google, and any other platform that I'm promoting on. I need to see 5-star reviews. So you can go on social media. You guys are scrolling anyways. There's a lot of platforms that offer these little what is it called when you tap? It's like NFCs, I think they're called. But there's like these little tap things that they have on your desk that your leasing desk can have. It literally has a Google logo and it has a little tapper thing. You just tap it with your phone. It takes you automatically to your property's Google review site, and they can leave reviews. Because if you think about it, that's where people starting their property search. They're going online on Google and they're looking for things, RFID, maybe it's RFID. Thanks, Drew. They're looking for apartments in Houston, Texas, right? And then you're going to see people pop up, and ultimately they really want to know what's good. Like Cyndee said, do I want to move somewhere where they have a rat infestation, horrible maintenance, nobody's paying attention to their maintenance requests, people are complaining? Because I'm telling you, I learned this early on, people are so much easier to put a negative comment than a positive comment. So you're going to see a plethora of all those. Go ahead.
Along those lines, do either of you incentivize your current residents to leave reviews, positive reviews, obviously?
I'm going to say mine and then I'll let Cyndee go. So I
right.
actually just openly tell them, like, okay, so if I could show you a property where I took over, and it's one of those things where I have to earn their respect and I have to earn their reviews first. So when I first go in there, I'm just listening. I have my mouth shut. I'm my eyes open. I'm the new property management company. I took over for a distressed property management company before. I'm listening, I'm understanding, and then I start making changes, right? This is the game plan. Start making changes. I don't want to ask for reviews yet because I haven't earned anything from them yet. They don't know who I am. But once they start to see, oh man, elite property management, they're amazing. They're actually listening to me. They're taking care of the maintenance requests. It's great to walk into the office. So to do that, I don't incentivize them, because Yelp, for example, when you sign up for Yelp, they will flag you if you pay somebody or give incentives for reviews. So depending on the platform, I know I have certain Yelps. I have to agree. It says, do you agree to not pay or pay for reviews? Some people do. I'm not telling you to do it or not do it. I'm just telling you, for my company, I don't do that. I earn their trust. I show them through experience. I walk the walk and talk the talk. And then I say, hey, would you guys be willing to do me a favor? Oh, yeah, anything for you, Andrew. Great. Would you mind leaving me a review and letting people know that, things are doing better here? And then one lady said, there's a new sheriff in town and his name is Andrew. So I was like, oh, heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's intrinsic motivation. That's not monetary. That's intrinsic for me, because I want to let people know that there's a new sheriff in town. And he's Andrew.
How about you, Cyndee?
Well, one of the things that we did is we created a QR code for each of our complexes, and we had them printed, a good sized poster, and had them in the leasing office. So when people came in, and we had our community events, and they're talking with the agent and they're saying good things. Like we just did a huge playground at one of our properties, and they're talking about the playground, how much they love it. Then we just turn to the QR code and we're like, hey, would you mind leaving us a review? Because the QR code would take them directly to leave the review. And then we also had them printed on the back of the onsite's business card. Now, it does make it very quickly for them to leave a bad review if they want, but when they do come in and talk about the good things, we do say, if you don't mind, if you would leave us a review, it helps us with our algorithms, and it pushes us up. So we do ask for it, but we don't compensate for the same reason. We can't do it.
Another question that came sort of along those lines. So I would say, Cyndee, before you met or partnered with Andrew, with the other property management companies, or maybe you did it with Andrew, let's find out. Did you send any secret shopper? Did you send any secret shopper, behind the scenes undercover person, to the asset to see that, to verify if they are standing up, they are doing the, maybe those reviews are true, maybe the bad reviews are true. Did you ever verify and confirm this? Is this part of your practice?
It is. So one of the things that I have, and we didn't really touch on this, is we create asset management teams. So all of my properties have asset management teams. They're usually made up of limited partners. So these are people that have invested in the property. They're not on the GP, but they are investors, and typically they're students and they want to kind of learn, they do want to have their own property one day and they want to learn like behind the scenes. So if they're ever anywhere near the property, they usually will contact me and let me know that they're going to be near the property. And I will give them a list of things, to kind of look for, ask about, and they will go in and secret shop. And I had a property fail a secret shopper, and it was not pretty. And he wrote me up all the information, and I did send it to the regional. And it was very interesting because the girl was relatively new, maybe 3 or 4 months, but it was the best thing ever because she now is someone that I brag on all the time. It completely changed her around. She's
Wow.
amazing.
Wow. Awesome.
Just needed some leadership.
Yeah. Bibi, do you have yeah, I'm sure you have more questions.
No, let's get questions from the audience. I think some of them have been itching to ask questions.
Oh, you know what? Isabel had her hand up.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's fight. Let's light up this chat right now, baby. Let's go.
Let me try finding her. Isabel, can you put your hand
Stop
up
the yin
again?
and yang.
There we are.
Okay, she's here. Yeah. Isabel, can you unmute and ask your question?
Hello.
What's up, Isabel? How you doing?
Good. Thank you guys for the information. I haven't met you before, Andrew, but I believe I have met Cyndee before or have seen her a lot and heard about her. So very happy to be here to hear you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I know you guys have been talking a lot about multifamily apartments, but have you had experience with storage units?
I have not.
No. Okay. I'm purchasing with my team storage units here in Florida, and I was just curious, we are going to be property managing and asset managing it as well. So I have helped a team of storage owners here in Fort Pierce, and now we are purchasing one in Vero Beach. So I was just curious if you had experience with that and how different it was from multifamily, but I think it's much easier than multifamily.
I will say, Isabel, we just had a student. If you're on here, Evelyn, I'm not sure if Evelyn's on this call, but she is running her own storage units, right, Cyndee?
Yes.
So I will definitely connect with you, or Cyndee, if you could get Isabel's information, because I know I'm not available, but Isabel, send Cyndee a DM because we just had a student go through our asset management course, and
Okay.
that specifically was her realm, was storage units. And she loved it because you don't have to deal with toilets, termites,
Correct.
resident issues. The overhead was amazing. Expenses were ridiculously low.
Yeah.
And so she was just looking to put practices in place to make sure that she was the asset manager working with the on-site team that did the check-ins and periodic inspections and things of that nature. So she wanted to make sure she was learning a lot. She had a lot of issues, right, Cyndee, with the leadership
Yes, she
part.
did.
Not issues, but more that's where she gained the most traction. Was like, Andrew, how do I talk to these people? Like Isabel is just saying everything's fine, but things are not fine. We're not getting any storage units leased,
Yeah.
things of that nature. So it's more, I think, for that in your role. Are you doing both or are you doing one only, you said?
Yeah, I'm going to do both in the beginning. I have had experience with property managing office and retail before for
Yep.
15 years. I have
Nice.
never done residential or storage, but I think it's same basics. So I'm going to do it in the beginning. At least in the beginning, I'm going to do both, and then afterwards, just asset manager. That's the plan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get
we can put
get
you
with
in
Cyndee.
contact.
Yeah,
We can put you in contact with her, and
we would love to do that for you.
yeah, and you can talk with her about it. Yeah,
Sounds good. I'll send my information here. Thank you so much, guys.
no worries. Yeah, we're
Thanks for
happy to
joining,
do it.
Isabel. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
And Cyndee, you go live, right, on
Yes.
your Facebook page. Do you mind if I share your Facebook link?
No, go right ahead.
All
That would
right.
be great.
So you go live every Monday at 4, is it 4 or 6 p.m. Eastern?
4 Mountain Time.
4 Mountain Time. I apologize. So Cyndee goes live on Facebook 4 p.m. Mountain Time,
Mhm.
and she goes live to discuss a day in the life of an asset manager. So you can always, she's always putting out such great content, and you can always, tune in and learn about what she did in her day. And do you go live with Andrew? Is it Andrew that go live?
Yeah, Andrew and I go live.
We
Awesome.
both
And
do it
then
together.
I did put my calendar in.
Yes.
So I do that on Thursdays. I block out 2 hours and there are 30-minute segments. So feel free to jump on my calendar. I am very familiar with acquisitions, underwriting, talking with brokers. So if you have, if you're stuck somewhere or if you just need some encouragement, feel free to jump on my calendar. Asset management is my superpower, but if I can help someone discover theirs or maybe help you maybe look at something from a different angle, I'm always wanting people to be able to move forward. So it doesn't have to be asset management, anything within multifamily. I don't give marriage counseling or, how to raise your kids. But other than that, I'm more than happy to talk with you.
Dang it. I was really hoping that you were okay, fine.
I have been married. March will be 42 years.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Bibi, do you have one more question? And we can take one more from the crowd before we wrap up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that it was a beautiful time having
Amazing.
hearing from somebody else that's is in the same field, doing the same thing and striving in it. We really appreciate your time. You really hit the nail on the head in the sense that so many people don't know the difference between property management and asset management, and also so many people don't know how to optimize their returns, and some people just feel that it is about getting new tenants to the property and forgetting that the ones there are the most important. It's like you having 100 cows and you lose one and you neglect those ones and you go after one. When you come back, you lose 20 more, so the
Yeah.
people on the property are so important, and you really hit that that point to everyone here, and it was really a good one. And I learned some things about the barcode, putting it in a strategic place where people can see, and when you're having events, they can quickly go on site and give you good reviews. Who would have thought of that, so
Yeah, love
I
that.
just wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, there's so many of these like intricacies of what to do, when to do it. And guys, like Cyndee and I said, like go in the day in the life, it's absolutely free for you guys to come on board, watch the Facebook lives. We do it every Monday. We're going live and asking other questions. We're trying to get on more podcasts because there's a lot of things that like your property management companies probably are not doing. And so if you have these questions and just ask me, Andrew, this is what's happening. They're not doing this. What can I do? I'll tell you exactly what you need to do. I'll give you years of experience of what I did and didn't do. And trust me, I made all the mistakes in my career. And the only reason I know a lot of the things that I do know is because I've fallen down on my face so many times and I've had to pick myself back up and keep going and keep moving. So by all means, like leasing velocity, renewal capture ratio, how to get people from leaving bad reviews, like incident insurance, like incident occurrences. What do you do for insurance and how do you process that? Like investors, like how do we keep them happy? You know, there's a lot of things that asset management is tied to. And so I would love your questions because again, I have a lot in my head, but I just don't know what to share with you because I only want to share with you what questions you have for me. But I could just keep going on and on and on and just bore everybody, but I don't want
I
to do that.
guess we have to invite you again to give us
We
the
do.
Yeah.
We do. So
Yes.
So Andrew and I have a competition right now that we're doing.
Friendly competition.
Friendly competition.
Yes.
So I put our website, which is Yin Yang Asset Management. So you can go to our website. If you register for the class, if you're interested, it's 12 weeks. It starts February 7th. It's on a Wednesday. It's at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time. 2 hours, 1 hour asset management, 1 hour leadership. And then on Mondays at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, we have instructor hour. That's just a separate thing. If you have any questions or if you need some help, I'm just there doing a Zoom. I'm preparing my agendas basically for my property management, but I'm happy to help. So we have 2 codes. We have, I put the codes in there. There is AST1 2024, which stands for Andrew Suarez. T1, this is because this is the first one for 2024. So if you think leadership is most important, you would use that code. If you use CHT1 2024, Cyndee Harding, that's asset management. You would use that code. And so you would, both of those give you each would give you a $500 discount. You can only use one code. So we have a competition. So we need to know asset management or leadership, but use that code, it'll get you $500 off.
Sorry, Andrew. I'm Tim.
Yeah. I see I'm getting overlooked over here. What is going on, man? This is crazy. It's okay.
But we do,
Hey,
we send you all the templates. We send you a swag box. You get this beautiful Stanley that says yin yang. We send you a hub, which is actually, it's a flash drive. It has all the templates you need. And we teach you everything that you're gonna need for your first year. And so it has everything you need. And we're gonna go through it step by step because we really, really want you to be successful. Even if you don't have a property right now. And I'm gonna tell you just a real quick story. We had 2 ladies that were in the class. They bought a property during the class. And so they couldn't believe it because as we were doing this week by week, they were literally living it out in real time.
so true.
And
So true.
it's so true. And they were having a struggle with their property management. They could not, the ladies they bought, it was a small complex. I think it was like 27, 32 units or something. And they were meeting with the property management, the lady, and she was very standoffish. They could not connect with her. And so we had one night, we always do asset management, then we do leadership. And this particular night, Andrew had taught whatever concept that he had taught. And they had a meeting with her the next day. And the concept that he taught, they used it in the meeting the next day. Okay. They called us on the phone after the meeting. I don't remember if they called you or me, but I know I was on the phone. I don't know if they dialed us in together. And they were like, You are not going to believe this. It worked.
It
It
literally worked.
At
It
the
worked.
end of the call, the lady was on our side. Like
She
she
was like
understood
opened
us.
up.
She
Yeah,
was
she opened up.
so happy that we had bought this property. She understood what we wanted to see because she had been working for an absentee owner for years. And all of a sudden she had these two ladies and they had all these visions. And of course she was sitting there like this, like, I don't want these two people telling me
Mm-hmm.
what to do. And then
Yep.
by the end of this meeting they had in this restaurant, they were all kumbaya and it was beautiful.
And they almost fired her. Remember? They almost fired
They
her.
were going to fire her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And so I just wish I could tell you how important it is. And the class is basically $4,000. You can get $500 off. It's $3,500 for 12 weeks. You will come away with so much knowledge. Invest in yourself. If you're part of a team, talk to your team. Tell your team to invest in you because you are going to be the one that is going to ride this train out for 5 to 7 years. And you're not going to leave it and you're going to make it successful. We've had people that have left the class. I mean, we finished our class and they're still calling us. We don't go anywhere. Andrew and I are here. You know, you see me. We're still here. We're still putting out content. They still call us. We still help them because we want them to be successful. That's the whole thing. It's not like you pay this, we walk away, you're never going to talk to us again. We're never going to help you. It doesn't work that way. That's not who we are. That's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we want to help you to be successful. So think
Yep.
about it. You got about 10 days.
I saw something in the comments. So a couple of questions. The cost is again $39.95. You get the $500 off. Another question is, are these recorded? Yes, they are recorded. However, there's a caveat. The intention of the recording is for those who cannot make the class because it's their wedding anniversary or their kid's birthday or something. We expect the students. This actually, I will say, this may not be the class for you. If you're not able to commit to every Wednesday for those 2 hours, I'm telling you right now, it's recorded. Don't take the class.
Yeah.
Don't take it. We're not here to just take money from you. We want people who really want to learn asset management, who want to improve on their leadership skills combined, and we will go on this journey together with you. We want to invest time in you. So recording is an option, yes, but for the sake of it's an anniversary or you're traveling or something, you can't be on it. That's okay. You have access to it. You can record it. The other thing is there is homework, and we're going to ask you for you to submit that homework. The students had homework last class. They wanted even more homework, right, Cyndee? They were like, give us more. We want even more homework, which good. It solidifies all the topics and the things that we
Learning.
taught during the class. Exactly. So that's important for us. We're going to implement even more. You're going to get a lot of stuff, reporting and tools. We're going to show you live budgets. Cyndee literally just shows you a budget. She's going to black out the name of it. So obviously for confidentiality purposes, she can't tell you where it's located, but you're seeing real numbers, guys. So when we go over budgets, CapEx projects, when we're going over variance reports, occupancy, availability reports, delinquency reports, all these different reports we're going to go over is real numbers, guys. You're not getting theory. We're getting real stuff. You're not going to learn from theory. We want to teach you like a college level course what you're actually going to learn from it. So if this is something that you're interested in and you're ready to take it to the next level, we encourage you. We would love for you to join. If it's not, that's okay. We can put you on an interest list for the next one. Totally fine. But if you are, we would love to see you in class. Cyndee teaches the asset management portion of it, the first hour. I teach the leadership part of it on the second hour, but ultimately we're yin yang. We contribute, we give insight, what topics we want to contribute to. So I may add some things that she wants, and she's going to add things that she's using on her properties for the leadership. So we work very well together. So we encourage you to ask for more information. Jump on her. She has a Calendly. You can DM me, whatever is easier. We're both on Facebook. But we just want to say thank you guys for having us tonight. This is so
Yes.
appreciative. We love talking asset management. Hopefully you guys recognize that. Like, we love this stuff. So
Yes.
we'll come back as many times as you have us.
Whenever you
Love
want
it.
us. Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely.
I would encourage Devon or Devon and Avril to, book a call with Cyndee, and because they're asking when the next one is. And yes, this is somewhat a little bit of my fault. I could have promoted this earlier. So they're saying it's a little bit short notice. When is the next class? I know you, once this class finishes, you cycle it, you're taking another class. This is your second season, so to speak. So please book a call with Cyndee. She's amazing. She's the asset manager on one of the properties that I invested in. So I can tell you she's amazing. So
It is true.
and I've been getting my distribution checks every single month. Take that, everyone. So book a call with her. Thank you, Cyndee. Thank you, Andrew.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate you. Thank you so, so much.
Yes,
And
anytime. And if you have something specific, we're happy to talk about it. So yeah.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Freedom Chaser family, and all the guests, potential Freedom Chaser families that came and supported and stayed. This has been amazing, an amazing discussion. We do have, for those who are in the WhatsApp group, it's a free WhatsApp group. Feel free to, share something you learned. There was a lot of nuggets that were, shared this evening. Share some nuggets. If you have a question that didn't come to you, throw it in the WhatsApp group, throw it in the Facebook group. Go to Cyndee's Facebook page, 4 p.m. every Monday, Mountain Standard Time, and go ask her about her day, a day in the life of an asset manager. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. Take care. For next, Bibi, do you want us to announce next week, or do you want us to? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So for those who are stuck around, thank you for sticking around. Next week, which isn't next calendar week really, but in 2 weeks' time, we'll be bringing another asset manager to to talk to you guys. Someone who we've had great conversations with. He's had a ton of experience. His name is Nitsan, and he recently closed on an asset that's similar to ours. And it'll be great to hear from him. Again, it's different perspective. There were times when Cyndee, I'll try and get you a link to the WhatsApp group. There were times when Cyndee and Andrew were talking, and they were echoing things that Bibi and I had shared, and I felt like saying, tell him, So it's good to hear. It's good to hear the same thing over and over. Bibi, are you able to share the link to the WhatsApp group in the Zoom chat? Because I'm using a different system.
Let me try.
I will try, just for you, Devon. How can we see this again due to bad connection? Kevin, this is, was the connection bad on my end? I don't know if the connection was bad on my end, but this is okay. This is recorded. This is recorded, and it's the link will be posted in our Facebook group. It'll also be posted in the WhatsApp group, which I am going to figure out a way of throwing it in here somehow.
Yes, I think
soon. I should always have this handy. I'm very notorious for coming to these things without having it handy. So
I'm sending it to you now, so you can just share.
Okay.
That's the link.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So Devon, stick around. And I will post it momentarily. All righty. Thank you, everyone that came. I'll post the link.